of. I met at the time I brought my family to Tasmania for a visit to Toronto Wildlife Park. This wildlife sanctuary is run by our old friend Andrew Kelly. He has over 200 rescued animals spread out over 40 beautiful acres. But it was one of the strangest, with a very strange name, that I remember the most.
What is that?
That's a spotted-tailed quoll.
A what?
Spotted-tailed quoll?
How you spell coral?
Q-U-O-L-L.
Coral.
Quoll.
Quoll.
Quack.
Quoll.
Now, you might be saying, Jack, that quoll is cute and all, but it's not black and white. And to that I say, well, you're right. But this one is. Who said that every quoll had to be black and white? Not me. Besides, it doesn't matter what color they are. I really wanted them to be on the show because it's just a lot of fun to say quoll, or quall, or whatever the word is.
Coral.
Quoll.
Quoll.
Quack.
Quoll.
Coming up,
This is like something out of a scary movie. Watch out, Julie!
the Wild Countdown continues. Hi everyone, Jack Hanna. Back with you as we continue my wild countdown of black and white animals. Well, I promise you something. This next animal is as black and white as this penguin over here, and this photo of me when I was a young dude. Boy, I sure look handsome, don't I? But not half as cute as the colobus monkeys. I saw them when I visited the beautiful African nation of Rwanda. My guide brought me to a tea plantation. A 75-foot tree was growing from the bottom of a valley, right up to where we were standing. So instead of having to stare up, I had a monkey's eye view of the monkeys. Everything about them was adapted to life in the trees. Long arms and legs for climbing, and a four-fingered hand for grabbing and swinging. Plus, a three-chambered stomach, which breaks down all those hard-to-digest leaves they're constantly eating. And that fashionable black and white fur, thanks to disruptive coloration, it helps hide the colobus monkeys as they move through the treetops. But probably the most amazing thing I saw that day was this, an all-white infant colobus monkey, clinging to its mother's long hair. This little guy was totally dependent, but it wouldn't be too long before he'd be big enough to start out on his own and make his own life up in the treetops. So now I'm taking you to Norway for my summer encounter with puffins. It's going to be cold up here. Because the island of Lexoya is a couple hundred miles north of the Arctic Circle. So even in summer, let me tell you, it can get chilly. After a 90-minute boat ride from the mainland, my guide Fernando and I still had some serious climbing to get to the birds. It is worth the walk. Everywhere you looked, you could see those neon beaks. That meant it was mating season, when the male puffin's beaks get brighter, helping them to attract true love. Once they've mated, they'll shed that layer and go more incognito. Well over 50,000 pairs of puffins come back here every year, building their unique nest into the hillside. Like penguins, puffins usually only lay one egg per year, and each parent takes turns sitting on the nest. But unlike penguins, puffins can fly. They fly to this island because there's plenty to eat in the surrounding Arctic waters. Because it's so isolated, it's a safe place to raise their babies until they're ready to take off on their own. That's important because when you have only one chick per year, you've got to guard it with everything you've got, making sure there'll always be plenty of puffins on Lexoya Island. Well, after chilling in the Arctic Circle, I'd say it's time we take our black and white countdown somewhere warm, to a place called Bird Island, which was filled with snakes. There are over 300 islands that make up the South Pacific country of Fiji, but there's only one Bird Island. Our guide Mike had promised my wife Sue, my daughter Julie and I an exotic bird extravaganza. somewhere on our walk through the forest, everything changed.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
Oh, dang it, look at that snake.
Huge sea snake!
Come here, just come here.
Micah told us they come here after they eat because they can't digest their food in the water. And every 6 weeks, they come up to shed their skin.
This is like something out of a scary movie.
But little did we know, it was about to get even scarier.
Watch out, Julie! I'm just joking.
That's not funny!
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm getting chills right now. I really am. Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. They're here. Look at this. They're everywhere, girls. Look at this. Oh my gosh, there's another one.
Oh, whoa!
Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at this, the biggest one. This is the biggest one. This thing must be 8 feet long.
But we really didn't have anything to worry about. Like most sea snakes, these are not aggressive at all, especially on land. But you can bet those black and white bands are a clear warning to any potential predator in the water.
Wow, look at that. Cool. Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Look at him go. Hey, look at how gorgeous that is, like a ribbon.
With that paddle-like tail, the sea snake moved through the water like he owned it. And I, for one, was glad that our day of bird watching had taken this incredible detour. Next, a close encounter with a polar bear. He's a nice bear. Ah! You see me move?
Yeah.
The wild countdown continues.
Just like my life is devoted to the animal world, Nationwide Insurance is devoted to their customers, protecting what's important at every stage of their lives. That's why Nationwide and I have been partners for over 30 years. Learn more about Nationwide Insurance at nationwide.com. Welcome back, everyone. It's time to wrap up the wild countdown of my most memorable meetings with black and white animals.
Number 10, out on the range with a grubby zebra. 9, serving lunch on Lemur Island. 8, the penguins of South Africa's Polders Beach. 7, the biggest pelican species in the world, the Dalmatian pelican. 6, going Hollywood with a skunk. 5, the sometime black and white spotted tail quail. 4, a treetop view of the colobus monkey. 3, checking out an island packed with puffins. And 2, another bird island, with this one slithering with sea snakes.
Look at this, the biggest one.
9 unforgettable experiences that show us why black and white is as cool as it gets. But I think I saved the coolest for last.
It was on a trip I took to the Alaska Zoo. That's where I got closer to a polar bear than I ever had before. What's that? You say, where's the black? Okay, I'm just being a little bit sneaky here. Most of us only see a whole lot of white fur. But look at that nose. Tell me that's not black. And the polar bear's giant paws that serve as snowshoes when they're walking and paddles when they're swimming are covered with black skin. See? I told you. And believe it or not, under all that thick white fur, a polar bear's skin is black. But none of that mattered to me when zoo curator Patrick Lampy introduced me to this 7-month-old polar bear that he was raising alongside a brown bear cub. He had his hands full.
Now, about how much longer can you come in here and work with the bears?
Boy, we don't know. It's getting kind of touch and go. Some days they get pretty rough, so it may only be in maybe a couple more weeks.
Like about 5 more minutes.
I may have been laughing, but I wasn't joking. Even this young, you could feel how powerful that polar bear was. I knew that the next time we met, I'd be on the outside looking in.